He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. Left yesterday behind him, you might say he was born again. You might say he found the key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road, hanging by a song. But the spring's already...
It would have been 8 years ago now, before I was even at the school. The previous teacher before me was very environmentally conscious, and students became very passionate about the environment and asked him to start an environmental club. And the goal was to eventually get Summit's carbon emissions to zero, hence the name Net Zero. But there was a moment where I decided that this club was something extremely special, and it was when I saw these students present, this was 6 years ago, present at a school board meeting. And they got up there and they'd rehearsed their parts and they presented, and it was all in hopes of eventually getting solar panels. And these presentations went so well, they were so well prepared, they were so passionate about it, and I really understood at that moment that this club was something that I had to put my heart and soul into. Because if they were going to do it, I had 6th graders getting up there in front of the cameras presenting, I had to help them. Finally, last year the contest rolled around, and this was it for us. We knew we wanted to win this contest because we had been seeking these solar panels for 7 years at that point. And I guess the proudest moment, I think, for all of us was the day we were in the gym, and I asked all the students who had participated in the contest to get these solar panels. So we were in the gym, and it was a flip the switch of the solar panels, and they were going to turn them on for the first time, and the whole school was in the gym, this huge assembly. And most students had never heard of Net Zero, I think, a couple years prior to this. And the question was asked, could every student who participated in this contest stand up? And I was expecting to see, 100 students at most, and literally, I would say 3/4 of the school, if not more, stood up. So we had over 200 students standing up who had participated, and I think that was a moment you realize, like, wow, this club has gone from being this tiny little group that sort of met quickly at lunch to this thing that has grown into this huge endeavor that has brought the entire school together, and it was really an awesome moment. And then the switch went on, and the solar panels were there, and we ended up taking a trip to the roof. And since then, the club has really accomplished a lot, and the momentum is still there this year. But it really started as this tiny idea amongst a few students, and it grew. And the contest really helped bring everybody together for a common purpose.
I heard about the energy contest through Net Zero Club, and it was introduced to us by Renew Our Schools. Basically, it's a contest between St. Vrain and BBSD schools to see which school could reduce their energy consumption the most using deemed savings, home energy audits, and actual energy reduction. And it was for a prize of $25,000 in solar panels.
I, like many other people at Summit, participated in the energy contest by filling out an energy survey. But I also, as part of Net Zero, did many energy audits, as well as helped encourage other students to fill out energy surveys. Something that really stood out for me was seeing the whole school sort of combine and come up together, rise to the challenge of this energy contest. And really, the reason why we won was because everyone at Summit participated by turning off the lights or filling out these energy surveys.
I have this one memory. I think it was towards the end of the contest, and we had been doing pretty well, but we were behind in finding ways that we could possibly reduce the energy at our school, even if they weren't technically possible. And I was up quite late at night, I think it was about 2 in the morning, and I realized that my friend was on Skype as well, and we were both trying to come up with ways to reduce energy at our school. And so we spent about an hour and a half together talking, and I think we doubled the amount of ideas we had. And I remember at the end of the night we emailed one of the people who was running the contest, and they sent us an email back saying, why on earth are you girls up at 2 in the morning working on the contest? And I have to say we were tired the next day, but it was totally worth it.
So the most memorable moment from the Renew Our Schools energy contest was definitely when, after we won the solar panels, we got to go up on the roof and see them being installed. It was just so cool because we got to see the solar panels that we really had worked so hard to win, and that everyone had come together, and we got to go up on the roof and we got to see the construction workers installing them, and we got to talk to them about how much energy they would hold. It was such a memorable experience because it was just so amazing to see our work pay off.
So actually a friend of mine, Kirsten from Net Zero, we both had a contest to see who would find out first who won, and it had been a pretty long time. We've been waiting for a while to hear who won, and so the minute I saw it, I checked to see what time it was. It was 4:32. Then called Kirsten on the phone and told her we won. She said, "Yeah, I know." So I asked her what time she found out, and she said 4:32.
I do think that if the club works like we have done in the past, we can. I mean, it was 2 weeks before the competition was going to be over, and we weren't winning against this other school yet. When we were able to work together, we were able to win the solar panel. So I think if we can work hard, yes, we can make differences.
I would probably say thank you for being awesome and helping me survive, because it's not as big an issue in Boulder, which is more suburban, but in somewhere like New York or a big city or something, plants don't really live there, so, you know, I'd say thank you.
There are a couple really important things Net Zero is working on right now. One is planting more trees on the Summit campus to continue reducing our carbon emissions on our specific campus. Another is to implement a fee or ban on single-use bags in Boulder, and this goal is likely to succeed soon because the Boulder City Council is working on discussions right now to that effect. And finally, Net Zero is working on environmental education through teaching students about the scientific views on global warming at the moment.
Thank you for creating so many possibilities for kids all over the district and for our school. Thank you for showing me that although I may just be one person, that I can make a difference. Thank you for showing me that I can save the world during lunch. And most importantly, thank you for giving schools and students the chance to improve their schools and learn about what their school community can do to make a difference. I sincerely hope you will continue this contest and continue to change kids just like me all across Colorado. The Renew Our Schools group has truly made a difference. Thank you for everything you have done, and please continue your hard work.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. Left yesterday behind him, you might say he was born again. Might say he found the key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was